Hey everyone,
So
it's KickAss Kylie from DreamTrips, and we have Cole here who is grilling me with questions right now because he wants to make sure that we've got value in our member loyalty program, because you can join a lot of travel businesses, and unfortunately there's so many gotchas, it's hard to use the points. The points expire. So I've asked Cole to grill me with questions. So give it your best shot, and I hope that I can answer them.
yeah, I just think just with any type of loyalty program, I've seen a lot in the past. It's just making sure there's actual value in the loyalty program in itself, because there's a lot of programs out there that say if you're loyal, you're rewarded, but then you actually look at the loyalty program against what dollars you're getting. Back in loyalty, it doesn't really even out or equal
Don't
out.
even
So
save anything. Exactly.
yeah,
Or it's impossible to use your points, right? Like that
yeah,
was another thing. Like, you get all these points, but then you can't even use them, or you can only use like a few points. So it's almost
yeah.
impossible to use all of them. So yeah, I totally get
Well,
that. And that's consistent with so many loyalty programs, not just in travel, but in the universe, right? So let me jump in and I'll show you live in our travel portal a couple of examples. So let me just dive on in. I'll come back to this value chart in a moment, because at the end of the day, when you're paying for something, it really doesn't matter how much it costs, as long as you're actually getting value. Actually, let me start it with this. So right now we've got our $1 promo. So you pay $1. And this is just an example of someone who's joined as a customer on our lowest tier membership, which is a standard. And a standard is just $70 a month, or $69.99. So month one, they pay $1. And instantly on the right-hand side there, you can see they're going to get $500 of credit loaded into the travel portal. Now that $500 is equivalent to $500. So one loyalty point equals $1. And you can use that to bring down the cost on hotels, condos, and in our cruise booking engine for the onboard credit for cruises. So then after each month, you pay $70, but you get 3 times what you pay back in loyalty credit. So every month as this person pays $70, 3 times 70 is 210. So you can see month one, we've given them 500. They've paid $70 in month 2. We give them another 210. So now they've got 710 in their portal. Month 3, again, and it keeps growing, 3 times the value, 3 times the value. At month 6, something really special happens. We actually give our members a free cruise, which is valued at $1,000 US. And so we jumped in the portal, and there's so many cruises, like anywhere in the world, that you can book for 2 people for under $1,000. And here in Australia, there's a great 7-day trip that goes from Brisbane up here to the Whitsundays and back. So like imagine taking your family on that free cruise, after your 6 months, plus you've got all of the other loyalty credit that you can then use to book hotels on either side or condos or whatever. But again, Cole's asked a great question. He said, well, how can we actually use those points? So this is live in our travel portal. So you can see here, it knows that I'm from Australia. So even though I've got $1,000 of travel credit in there, it's actually valued at almost 1,500 Aussie dollars. So I've just clicked on hotels here. So I'm just going to type in Sydney, and let's just go check in. I'm just going to go just pick some random date.
Can I just ask something on that while you're doing that, Kylie?
Certainly can, Don.
Just with the exchange rate there, obviously with your US dollars and how it says Aussie, mine just says US. I need to figure out how to change that.
Yeah, I'll show you how to change that in just a sec.
Cool.
So all you've got to do when you're here is click your flag, and then you've just got to change it to Asia Pacific.
Oh,
and
easy.
Australia.
Easy. Yeah,
and that'll just convert it to whatever country that you're in. And you can see it's everywhere in the world. It's global. So
beautiful.
If you look here, we can see the Langham in Sydney. It's a 5-star hotel. The best competitor price was $465. Oh, we'll make it $466 because it's $0.99 a night. We can apply up to $128.46 a night in loyalty savings. So on that particular booking, that would bring the $465 down to $337. So that's a 27% saving. So we've actually able to use $513 of our travel credit on that particular booking. There's one at the Sir Stamford. It's a 38% reduction. We're saving again that for $513. Now I've got that looking up best savings. Now, Cole, where's the destination that you'd like to go?
I was looking at Byron Bay actually.
Oh, nice. I love
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I'm just gonna do
Any
one more
particular
move.
dates?
Probably late next month.
So,
Yeah, something like that. That'll do.
yeah. So if we go 20, oops, not 25th to the 27th. Hey, that'd be a nice day in Byron Bay. So if we go there and then we'll go update search. So
How many days did you put in, Kylie?
I put in 25th to the 28th.
Okay.
Now, every time we look
3
these
days.
up, it's going to vary from booking. Like, look at this one here. Oh, you don't want to stay to backpacker. Well, hey, if you do, that's totally fine. But you can see there the Aquarius Backpacker Resort. You can save 65% off that one. So best competitor price, $133. We can apply 86, bringing that down to $46 a night. So you could save $260 on that. Now, the Victorious at What It Goes, nice. Competitor price is normally $1,900 a night. We can apply $500 a night, bringing it down. Now, if I had more loyalty credit, I could bring that down more. But see, I've only got a balance of $1,494. So I can only bring it down to the maximum amount that I've got available, which is why paying those fees, or if you've referred for Pay No More and you're accruing those fees every month, you can start applying more savings, which is really cool.
So
Does
say
that answer your question?
So yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. So hypothetically, if you had a balance of 10,000 loyalty points,
Yep.
Or credit or whatever they call it, obviously you're going to get more savings. It's going to pull down on those savings even more.
Correct.
Okay.
Because when you've started, like you guys have all started on your $1 and you've only got $500 in there. So you're only going to save up to a total value of $500 per booking. But, a year from now, you might have 5,000 saved because you've made a few bookings, you've earned your 25% back. Then you're actually going to make more savings. So that's why we call it a loyalty program, because the more you're loyal and you stay in the club and you use the portal and you book through the portal, the more you're going to get back and benefit from that.
Okay, so just a scenario. I'm just going to run a scenario here. So say the average person, what I've obviously been around since, companies that were in this industry 10 years ago. Like I remember the whole thing for me was there was no real value proposition. There was not enough compressed value in the membership for me to go out and actually, spend or invest that 130 or whatever it might be. But this I'm seeing it a little bit differently because the average person, so I'm going to use a scenario here. So the average person that works 9 to 5, maybe they don't want to take on the business. Maybe they're like not a salesperson or whatever you want to do.
So they're not a KickAss Kylie or a KickAss Cole. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's a little bit, yeah. But like, say month by month, say they're working. A lot of people work for their holidays and they save and do it that way, right? Fair play to you, whatever you want to do. So month by month, so say every month you're paying that 130. You're just a customer, you're not an IBO, right? Every month you pay that 130, so you're getting triple that every month. Is that right? So triple that. That's occurring every month. So when you get to say your 12th month, you get to the Christmas period, right? And you're wanting to take your family on holiday.
Yeah.
This is where the value is. That's what I'm saying, because the average person, maybe from a customer-centric standpoint, is looking at this and going, okay, cool, what's in it for me?
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing.
$130 a month they've paid, they get 3 times that accruing. So they're getting $390 a month. So after a year, that's $4,680 that they've got sitting there that they can then use towards condos, towards hotels, and buying down those rates. So it really is like a holiday lay-by system. Or a holiday
that's
savings.
right. That's right. And when we look at society in itself, generally people actually struggle with the main thing, and that's saving.
Yeah.
If they're saving for a holiday, they lack the discipline. But if you can embed that discipline by them investing that 130 every month and going, okay, cool, you have the portal, you have access to everything. Maybe you're just wanting to like go out on date night or whatever, like and go and stay at the the Crown or whatever. You can use it at any time. So
Yeah. And you can even call the concierge, because with the priority, you have a concierge. They'll actually make the reservations for you. And then if it's a date night, you ring the concierge and say, can you also organize a dozen red roses to be there when we arrive? And can you also, we're going away overnight, can you also send someone around to my house to clean the house? And when we come home, the lawn's mowed, the house is clean. Like, there's so many additional benefits. And you might have a show or a sporting event you'd love to take your partner to that's sold out. We'll ring the concierge and they can organize that for you too, and get discounted tickets if you want to go to the movies. Like, there's so many other benefits that we haven't even been sharing with you guys, because there's just so much to this. So it's amazing. And remember too, that 12 months, at the 6-month mark, they've also got a free cruise on top of that $4,680. So they've been in for 6 months. They can now book a free cruise. And then at the 12-month mark, like you say, they've got, over $4,500 in credit that they can buy hotels and condos as well.
Yeah, understand totally. So just also the benefit of being in the matrix as well, being in that matrix as well. So to activate that matrix, I just forget what you need. You need two on the left, two on the right, or like what? How
Correct.
does it open?
So it's an extra $30 a month to be in
the IBO. Yeah.
business side for an IBO, which stands for Independent Business Owner. And not everyone is going to share this, and that's totally okay. But to unlock the matrix, there's different things you've got to do to unlock the 10 levels. So essentially, to start with, we want to unlock the first 4 levels, which is to put 2 people on your left and 2 people on your right. Now, in that matrix, and I'll just actually share my screen, because I'm a business coach, right? I like numbers. We're a bit psycho.
It's pretty, to me, this is looking pretty easy to attack.
It so is. So look, most people won't go put in 100 people, right? But if we look at this, once they've personally enrolled 4 people inside of our matrix, that unlocks 4 levels. So your first level, it's a 3 by 10. So first level, you've got 3 people. So you've enrolled 1 person. You can now earn off 3 people in your matrix. If they all join as a gold, standard, this is a pre-launch spreadsheet I created. If they all join as a standard, you'll earn $4 per person. If they all join as a platinum or plus, they'll earn $6 per person. If they join as a priority, you'll earn $8 per person. So just by putting in 1 person, you're going to earn somewhere between $12 and $24 a month. Once you put a second person in, so now 1 left, 1 right, you've unlocked the second layer. So those 3 have all got 3. So you got 3 on the first level, 9 on the second level. So you got a total of 12 people now that you can earn from, anywhere from 48 to 96. Your third person can go left or right. You've now unlocked the next level, which is 9 by 3 is 27, 39 people in total, 156 to 312. Once your 4th person goes in, another level that's now 120, that's 174 people in total. And you can see there you can earn anything from $696 to $1392, which is pretty amazing.
And is that all direct, Kylie, or indirect as well?
No, that's indirect as well. So with your matrix, that's everybody that you've introduced, everybody that they've introduced, but you also get spillover in that matrix, and then we get company spillover as well. So it's a company force matrix. And that's what I love. I know, for example, my mum would never go put in, 1,000 people like I would. But I can help her put in 4. Well, I've already put 10 in for my mum, like literally in this promo. So I've unlocked her whole matrix by that. And so now whatever she earns from that, and the only condition I made with my mum is that when I put you in your will, you have to will this to my 2 kids, because I can't join them because they're not 18. And she's like, oh my gosh, yes, absolutely, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so just to break that down a little bit more, so you put in 10, you unlock the whole matrix.
Yeah.
So it's dependent on personal enrollment. That's what opens the matrix.
You've only got to introduce 4 people to unlock the whole matrix.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
You go down, you need volume requirements. So to get all 10 open, you need 2 personals left and right, and you need 10,000 of volume through your team. So if you've got 100 people a month on the Plus membership paying $100 a month, 100 times 100 is 10K. There's your volume, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So if you took the strategy of 4, you get 4 started, your membership's free.
Correct.
And if you got everybody to do the same, everybody's going to unlock the matrix.
100%. 100%.
I'm
And
trying
the
to
other
get out
thing-
of the matrix.
Well, you escape the other matrix to get into the matrix.
Yeah, exactly right.
Come on, like it's not hard.
The blue matrix with us is way more fun. I love it. I love it. Well, look, Cole, do you have any other questions? Because I'm mindful of time. We jumped on the Q&A at 10.
Yeah, we've got a call at 12.
And we've got a call that we've got to jump on soon. So do you have any other questions? Otherwise, we can catch up at some stage one-on-one.
Nah, it's all good. I'm pretty good.
Amazing. Thank you as always for asking great questions.
giving you free value that you can use.
That I turn into a YouTube video that you can then share.
Yeah, basically.
I
Yeah.
know how you roll. You're like, I know how to work this.
Do it on the fly, Kylie. Do it on the
Hey.
fly. I say we do it on the fly.
And look, this is how I think the best training resources are made, is when they're live and real and raw versus, all the scripted, although I don't think I went too bad with my scripted one today, although that was the first time I practiced it. So yeah, let's go. Actually, Guy, I'd love to ask your opinion, because that's obviously brand new and I practiced on you. How did that feel for you working through that other little presentation video?
Yeah, it was very good. The back end to me was more of a meat and potatoes sort of a thing in terms of what's involved, but the first half of it or whatever, you went places that I'm too straightforward for right now. I got to learn how to get there, what their whys are and everything else. So that was total eye opener for me, and I'm very glad to have watched it, but it's awesome that you're recording it as well, so that it's just it is very impressive for sure.
Nice. And look, we all learn as we go. I'm still learning, we have our power leadership call first thing every morning, and I've got my team who are watching what I'm doing, giving me feedback, and like Chris rang this morning and said, hey, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh crap, yep, that was a blind spot that I'd missed, so yeah, I've got to do that. And Kerry's our chief love officer, because sometimes I get too driven and focused and can be scary for most people who can't even comprehend making $1 million a month. And Kerry's like, Coles, bring it down, come to a place of love, breathe, don't be so scary, and kick ass. So we all add value in different ways. So, and it's the same with you guys jumping on these calls. We can't see our own blind spots. And look, we've been doing this for a long time, and so for me, it really is simple, easy, and fun. But if I go back to when I started, I mean, really, I feel like I've just done an 8-year apprenticeship at this thing, and now, as Cole said, we've finally actually got something with a real value proposition. But it's not selling it, because it just sells itself. We just got to share it and just be excited and, get people in for $1. It's like $1 decision to try it out for 30 days. And people who are in other programs, they go, I go, and I did this to Cole. I said, mate, it's $1. Get in and show me that yours is better. Show me that this sucks. Prove to me that there's
I did
no
not
value
say that mine's.
I know, I was just using you as an example.
Oh, hang me out to
people
dry. Hang me out to dry.
I think you were like, no, I'm too busy doing all of my other businesses. I have to stay focused.
Yeah.
I've got to stay in my lane. But if you can show me the value proposition in the membership, I'll consider looking at it.
It was mainly, look, the main thing for me was that, these type of businesses have to have a good, value propositions, number one. And then number two, it has to be customer centric. Otherwise you're heavy with the comp, too heavy with the comp plan. Correct. And not heavy enough with the customer acquisition.
Product price that they could get somewhere else for less just because of the comp plan. So
I'm looking at the loyalty rewards, right?
Yeah.
Now that, to me, that makes sense. It makes sense being a member.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you take action with the comp plan.
Correct.
Now, in previous companies with travel, exactly.
It's still great value. Yeah.
Okay, so I can see that Mark's added some stuff in here to what was seen in previous other companies. It's heavy, so I believe in dynamic compression when it comes to any type of membership-based model. It has to be compressed value. Otherwise, it's like having a Netflix subscription. That's what I compare it to. It's like, and you can only watch horror movies. It's like nobody's going to get a Netflix subscription, right? So, you know, something like this. I mean, there's so many different things you could talk about. Like you just talked about the concierge. See, I didn't know about that, but like, I don't have any lawns to mow, but yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying.
As a priority member, you get VIP airport lounge passes. So every time you fly, and especially internationally, you can book those. Like, oh my goodness, and it's 3 hours, all you can drink, all you can eat, like your Wi-Fi, all the things. It's amazing, and that's just another benefit, right?
So how does that work? Just before you guys go, and I hope I'm not stamping on anybody's feet with taking all the questions. The lounge sort of side of things, obviously that's only on the priority.
Correct. And the concierge is for plus and priority. So the concierge isn't available for your standard membership.
Okay, cool. And the lounge is like, what are we talking? We're talking like Qantas Lounge and all of those sort of, it doesn't really matter.
It varies from airport to airport. So there's a network of about 1,500 lounges worldwide. So every airport's different. Some airports, there's multiple lounges. So like, for example, when we flew to Greece for our dream trip to Athens and Santorini, in the Dubai airport, because that was where we did our stopover, what they do is you send all your flight details through to our concierge, and they pick the best lounge for you based on where your next departure gate is. So in the Dubai airport, there's a heap of lounges, but literally the one that we were in was like downstairs, and there was our departure gate. So they also, that's why it varies from airport to airport.
And that's just you, but if you want to take a partner, it's an extra $50, so you can take your partner with you into the lounge.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's sent through to you, so you literally just have to show them the pass and off you go.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect.
You have to book those at least 48 hours in advance. So don't do me. I do everything last minute. Book your passes at least a week in advance.
And how does the pass system work? Is it like a printout or like on your phone?
They just email your pass. So some of the airport lounges are quite pedantic and they want to print out. And I've even been cheeky with some of them. I go, well, look, I don't have a printer. Here it is in my phone. What's your email? I'll email it to you and you can print out my pass.
That's fair play. Fair play. It's like what works with paper now anyway? Like, I mean,
I don't have a printer. Everything is online.
Like a boarding pass.
Exactly.
But most of them are fine to have it on your phone. But yeah, there's a few of them that are a bit pedantic and they want to, and they do. The concierge tell you that. So, you know, if I have to jump down to the local library.
I like this concierge idea because like people have a headache booking travel, trying to line flights up, trying to get everything. So if you got connecting flights, if you contacted concierge and you said, I want to travel to like I've been looking at New Orleans.
Yeah.
I want to travel to New Orleans, and they'll just like would they sort it out for you? Or you got to book the flights?
So typically they're more around, like they'll book tours and things like that. So for example, when we went to Santorini, I really wanted to do the flying dress photo shoot. And I also wanted to do the Mamma Mia experience. Now, I know this is hilarious. We have a travel business. I'm geographically challenged. I never know where anything is. Like I just Google everything. And so I figured I was in Santorini and, you know, we were in Greece and, you know, I could just do both of those things. Well, it turns out the Mamma Mia experience wasn't at that time of the year. So I couldn't do that. But I was online pulling my hair out, trying to figure it out. And I'm like, oh, I'll just ring concierge. And then they came back to the next day and they went, okay, look, you can't do the Mamma Mia experience. Here's why. This is the, you know, the time of the year that they do it. But hey, the flying dress you can do. Would you like us to book it? And then I was in Athens for an extra night. And I said, look, where's the best hotel to stay? And also we wanted to do a tour. So what tours could we do? You know, this is the kind of thing that we're looking at. And, you know, they gave us like 5 recommendations and then they were able to book that and take care of it all for us. So they're incredible. They're really, really incredible. And it's so underutilized. But in saying that, we had 2,500 calls into our concierge just last month from our members. So I had another friend who you'll probably, actually, I think he might even have a video on his YouTube page, Jeff Ross. So he joined and his wife is a massage therapist. She was doing some massage conference. And
Mm.
so he rang me and he's like, oh, you know, his son had an accident the week before they left. And so he was on crutches and, you know, they were he was just going to hang around the hotel. And I went, just ring the concierge, like see if they can get you a wheelchair. And then ask the concierge to find out like what are some child-friendly, wheelchair-friendly activities that they could do. So they dropped the wheelchair off within half an hour. They found the activities, they booked the tickets for him and saved him money. And then they also booked his theme park passes and he saved on them as well because he went through the concierge and they took care of it all.
That's awesome.
So that's plus and priority, have the concierge.
Yeah, that's super important because I mean the stresses of traveling and having to worry about your next flight and worrying about where you're going to go next.
Absolutely.
So what about like visas and stuff like that? Like, can they help you?
Visas, you do have to take care of yourself, but you can
use
them and say, hey, what visas do I need? And ask those.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like those sort of questions, I think that's valuable.
Absolutely.
Because
and look, there's a lot of people who aren't vaccinated too. So that's another question that people are saying, you know, look, I'm not vaccinated. So can I go, you know, to these countries? You know, what are the requirements? And they literally were changing day by day at one point. It seems to have calmed down a little bit now, but US, you still need to be vaccinated. Asia Pacific cruises, you still need to be vaccinated. And what was the other one? It's either Bali or Thailand, but I think it's Thailand. Still need to be vaccinated.
I thought Thailand, they keep changing it all the time.
I know. It's frustrating, but unfortunately that's out of control. But our company and our owners are very aware of it. And there's a lot of people who've chosen not to be vaccinated, and whether you're vaccinated or not, either way, we love
that's right.
It's personal choice. But we look at making sure we've got trips for people that everybody can.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. And that's part of the value proposition. If you know, you're going to have people that come and say, well, can I travel? Can I not? If I am or if I'm not. I think it's because it's not just about us and our choice. It's like you're bringing people on that are and aren't.
Yeah.
And that they're going to have that question. And you go like, well, you know, if you really want to know, just jump on the priority and ask the concierge. You don't even have to think, right?
Absolutely.
Totally.
It takes the travel stress away. And I have put this feedback to our owners. The only thing that I would really love is if they can send the packing angels to pack your bags before you go, and then the unpacking angels for when you get home to put everything in the washing machine, get it all sorted and pack it away. That would be amazing. Then our life would be complete.
Perfect. I love it.
Awesome.
It sounds too easy, right? Too good to be true, right?
And it is. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Well, look, we're going to have to love you and run. So good to see you, Cole. We've got another live Q&A at 6:00 tonight. That'll be with Kerry and Chris. And then I will be back on tomorrow. So between now and the end of the week, we're doing 10 a.m., 6 p.m. calls. Friday morning, we have our DTI call, which is our DreamTrips Global Connect call with our corporate team, our owners, Mark and Tammy Smith. We haven't published what we're doing next weekend because that's the final weekend of the promo. We will probably have some kind of a blitz where we have back-to-back presentations and Q&As, but we'll give you the details of those in a few days' time. But that's kind of the...
cool, no worries. Awesome.
Awesome. All right, guys, have an awesome Sunday. Go smash it. Let's go.
Catches.